Let me introduce you. This is Mansa Musa, the richest man in history.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to our channel! Have you ever thought about who is the wealthiest man to ever live on this planet? A person who doesn't know history would say Bill Gates, but sadly, that's not the case. You'll be surprised to know that history tells that the richest man to live was the king of Africa, Mansa Musa I. So without any delays, let's talk about Mansa Musa, the richest person who ever lived. Before we start, I'd like you to hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Number 7. The history.
The funny thing is, despite his vaunted financial position in the annals of human history, there's a very good chance you've never even heard of this guy. That being the case, let me introduce you.
Mansa Musa, also known as the King of Kings, ruled the Mali Empire in the 14th century. With the help of people in great numbers, Mansa Musa was declared the king. This guy here gathered fortune, which made him the wealthiest person in the world. To think that this was Mansa Musa's only success is a mistake, as there is more to tell. When Mansa came to power in 1312, it was a time of civil war and famine, but that didn't stop him from doing his best. He worked hard to bring in the best for his nation, and it is safe to say that he did manage to do it very well. Number 6. Accomplishments. Let's start talking about the things that Mansa has done during his reign. He has contributed a lot to the expansion of the territory. Would you guys like to know why? Let us tell you. As soon as he became the king, he annexed the city of Timbuktu and regained his control over the city of Gao. By doing so, he also gained control over the main trading routes between the Mediterranean and the West African coast. These steps which Mansa took resulted in something great. With such similar moves, Mansa was able to expand the territory of Mali. Number 5. Possession. The other reason that Mansa Musa was wealthy was that his state was rich in natural resources, which he brought to use. The natural resources were gold and salt. Both of these were his prized possessions, which helped him bring in wealth for his nation. Number 4. His wealth. The world got to see Mansa Musa's wealth when he first took his pilgrims to Mecca. He took along a caravan that had hundreds of camels. Although there are different details at different places, there is one thing in common. They say that along with Mansa Musa were thousands of soldiers who were carrying gold bars. Civilians were traveling along with him, and so were the slaves. Not only that, but he took along his slaves too. 5 heralds were carrying gold stuff and wore raw silk. If that doesn't scream rich, then we don't know what will. This guy was indeed extraordinary. Number 3. The story of Egypt. Mansa Musa was a particular man who had his own set of rules that he used to follow. He was a religious man and had the fear of God. People witnessed the extent of his belief when Mansa stayed in Cairo for a few days. The monarch of Cairo wanted to meet Mansa, but he avoided it, because then he would have to bow in front of him and kiss his hand, and that is something that Mansa couldn't do. It was one of the things that were a no-go zone for him. And so he made sure that he politely rejected the offer. To make sure that the people didn't think negatively about this, he did unexpected things. Number 2. For the poor. When he was on his trip, Mansa Musa stayed in Cairo for a few days to rest. It is safe to say that those were times when people of Cairo felt the most blessed. You might be thinking, why? It is because as soon as Mansa reached the city, he started distributing gold to the poor. He even made mosques built on the way. He didn't give his decisions a second thought and spent the money like water. But later, his nation had to face inflation, as the economic region got weak after all the charity. Number 1. His gift. This Muslim king was close to his religion, and he tried his level best to contribute to its well-being. Mansa had a special bond with the city of Timbuktu, and that is why, as soon as he came back from the trip, he visited the city and shook hands with a famous architect to make one of the biggest mosques. Later, he even made a university to attract people from around the world. Under King Mansa Musa, the state developed and turned into a civilized nation. To date, there are many universities and mosques which Mansa gave to the world. Well, this was all for today. Do tell us what you think about Mansa in the comments section below. We'll see you soon with more stuff like this. Till then, make sure you watch the rest of our videos and like and subscribe. Take care and goodbye.